What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to show you guys 3 different eye looks that I have either wanted to create or I have previously created with my Project Pan eyeshadows. I wanted to do this because I tend to sometimes just pop on camera with some looks that are kind of my go-to at that moment, and I never record them. So I always try to take the time to kind of record at least 2 or 3 looks in a bunch in one video so that you guys can see kind of those go-to looks. In the event that I kind of pop on again, I can always just link this general video so that you guys can see kind of how I've created the look. So that's pretty much that. I don't want this to be a long intro. Let's just go ahead and get into the looks. Hey guys, so I said I was going to show you guys the 2 eye looks that I did more recently with my Project Pan eyeshadows, and I decided what I was going to do in this first look is I was going to show you guys a sped up version of how I've been doing my base, because that has been changed a little bit and I figured that would be helpful as well. So we're going to do the sped up version of my base and then we're going to slow down and then get into the eye look. There is a thunderstorm, so there may be some ASMR of the thunderstorm, or, you know, I may just cover that whole kit and caboodle up. It just depends. So anyways, let me stop talking. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so I have zoomed in, I've primed my eyes, and now I'm ready to kind of get into the meat and potatoes of this look. So this is a rather quick look, the one that I'm going to be doing today. It's only a 2 shadow look, but I really enjoyed it and I thought it'd be really cool to show you guys. So first I go into my Latte 2 palette from Dominique Cosmetics. I take an extra fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the shade Matcha. Now I have, like I said, already primed, and I've also already set my brow bone highlight with my Project Pan eyeshadow from my Melt Cosmetics Rust Stack. So just know that that's the only thing I did off camera. And now what I'm going to do is just take Matcha and really just throw this all in the crease and in the transition area. This is an interesting shade. It's not dark, it's not light, it's kind of a mid-tone shade for somebody of my complexion, but really nice. I'm just gonna start with that, and I was gonna do the exact same look, but I do want to spice my look up just a little bit, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and reach into my Marvelous Mauves palette, and I'm gonna go into the shade Wine Stain, which is the shade that I am aiming to hit pan in this particular palette. And I'm going to use this to deepen up this look, especially with the thunderstorm and everything. It just seems fortuitous, and when I'm using this color in a lot of my looks, I make it so that it just looks like a darker version of the crease color. So I'm just going to kind of show you guys how I do that as well. And mainly what I do is I start off by just putting the shadow where I want it. And then when I've put it where I want it, I will blend over it. I'll blend over it with the first shadow. Okay, so nice and dark, sultry, all of that. Okay, so I just went ahead and did exactly what I did on this eye, just so that you guys know. And then what I'm going to do, depending on the day, I do this next step differently. Today I'm feeling like I want to use a brush, but I'll just take a fluffy kind of blending brush. This one happens to be a Hakuoto S01, and I will go into Mushy Mushy, which is in my Nomad Cosmetics Harijuku palette. And what I will do is just try and pick her up and apply her. Now this is a shade that will give you fallout, so if you don't like that, I would advise putting a glitter glue or using your finger more than this fluffy blending brush type technique. But I really do enjoy this technique, so I am going to go ahead and use it. And I'm also just going to use this same brush to get that shadow in my inner corner and the beginning of my lower lash line. Okay, and then I do have, like I said, a little bit of fallout, so I'm just going to take a brush that's somewhat clean, suspectly clean, and I'm just going to brush that off. Now I may do some tidying up because sometimes I find I forget to kind of blend certain areas, but overall that is the look. So I'm just going to throw on some liner, maybe some lashes, we'll see. I also need to put some lip products on, and I don't have my highlighter, and then I'm going to fix my wig, and then I'll come back to show you guys the finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys don't hear my computer overheating again, but I just wanted to wear this wig. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've ever worn it, and you know, I'm keeping my hair in a protective style for a really important interview tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was nice and quick and to the point. Everything, as always, will be down below. Everything's Project Pan, everything except for the lashes. That's the only thing that's not Project Pan. And so yeah, let's get into look number 2. All right, so we're about to do this real quick and in a hurry because your girl gotta go to get her grocery order. I wanted to show you guys my second kind of go-to look that I've been doing right now with my Project Pan eyeshadow palettes. And so we are going to go into the Viseart. We're going to go into my mac and cheese shade, and right now I am using I think this is a rougher S01, which is like one of their brushes that were being tested out. Anyways, I'm just going to kind of pack and fluff her into this inner corner. I did already prime, and I also did already set my brow bone highlight with my Project Pan eyeshadow, in case you were wondering, and that is in the shade Classic from the Melt Cosmetics Rust Stack. So I just wanted to set, oh, there was a product on this brush. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Well, if you guys see that random shimmer, that apparently I had used this brush and I did not realize. Great. well, good thing this is not editorial. So we're just going to pack on just a little bit more to kind of go over it. I'm just going to work. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, then I am going to take a different blending brush. This one happens to be the Wayne Goss 19, and I am going to jump into this Sassy Sienna's palette, and I'm going to go into Stay Sassy. I think that's the name, right? Yeah, that's Stay Sassy, and this is the Project Pan shadow. And what I'm going to do is pick up quite a bit of product, and first we're going to start by really packing her on this outer edge and slowly blending up and over. Okay, so that's pretty much the crease and the matte action. Now we're gonna add my shimmers, and for my first lid shimmer, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my Super Shock that's in my Project Pan, and I'm gonna apply that to my lid. This is in the shade Let Me Pass. I like to just reach in with my finger. If you don't like to reach in your finger, I do believe Super Shocks actually pick up halfway decently with a brush, but I honestly just automatically use my finger. I don't even pay attention to whether it works in a brush, and I kind of just halfway blend this into my crease. This is a really pretty, like, orangey bronzy shade. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is hop into my ABH and Jackie Aina palette, and I'm gonna go into my Project Pan shadow, which is Trust Issues, and this is gonna be my inner corner, and I'm also gonna just slightly blend it a little bit on the lid, but mainly inner corner and the beginning of my lower lash line. And that's the look. Super simple, super easy. Feel free to add your liners that you like, whether you do a wing liner or just waterline or tight line, and then mascara and or lashes. Like I said, I'm going to work, so I need to put on mascara, no lashes. I don't like to wear lashes with my glasses. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll show you guys the finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. And just to let you know very quickly, I did use the Sigma Beauty cheek products again today. So this is the bronzer on top of my cream Project Pan bronzer. I also did use the blush topping over my two Project Pan blushes, and the highlighter is just on its own. So I just wanted to let you guys know, in the event that you wanted to see these cheek products in natural lighting, because this is only natural lighting, and then also just see them applied kind of in my normal routine, this is them. But yeah, that's it for look number 2. Let's get into look number 3. There's one other look I want to show you guys, and then we will wrap up this video. Alrighty guys, so I'm here to bring you guys my third and final look for this video, and there was a combination of shades that I mentioned in my most recent update for my Project Pan eyeshadows, and I actually haven't used it yet, but more so recently I actually just ended up rewatching the video just because I do that sometimes, and I talked about the combination, of course, and I figured let's go ahead and do it in this tutorial grouping and also see if it's something that I actually would want to rock outside for normal, you know, work days, everyday days, whatever, you know. So anyways, we're gonna go right back into the Sassy Sienna palette, and we're gonna go right back into Stay Sassy. And I am going to use the Wayne Goss, I believe this is the 19, yep. And it's a small-ish blending brush for his range. It's kind of a mid-tone or mid-size brush in his range. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and pack this on this outside and pack this slightly in my crease. I don't want this to be too much packing or too heavy, but I do want to kind of really make sure the majority of the product is in that area. Okay, and as you can see, I've really packed that on in those areas. Then what I'm going to do is take the same brush. I'm not going to wipe off the brush just yet, but I am going to start to blend out the edges and blend into my inner corner as well. Okay, so nice and simple base. I was gonna leave it there, but why not ante up just a little bit? Why not? So what I'm gonna actually do is go into my Marvelous Mauves palette, and I'm just gonna take a dollop of the Wine Stain shade, which once again is the Project Pan shade, and I am just going to put this on the most outer area and also right against the lower lash line. And I just want to add some depth and some dimension. And because this shade is the type of shade it is, I find that it's really easy for it to kind of appear to be just a darker version of any kind of brown tone if you manipulate it right. And so that's what I'm going to work on doing right now. And to ensure that it doesn't look too purpley, I'm actually going to just take just a little bit of the Stay Sassy shade and just kind of go right over the Wine Stain shade. I don't really want to kind of replace it. I just want to make sure that the tone of that area is kind of very reminiscent to the Stay Sassy shade. I did forget to set my brow bone area, so I actually, instead of taking the time to reach into my drawer, I'm just going to open up my what is this, my Dominique Latte 2 palette, and I'm just going to go into Cafe con Leche, and I'm just going to use that just to set my brow bone. And it also will make sure I didn't blend too high the Stay Sassy shade. Okay, this is looking really, really nice in my opinion. Hopefully you guys feel the same way. But next what we're going to do is we're actually going to go into Auntie Jackie's palette, and we are going to go into the shade that is in the project, which is Trust Issues. So right there, I've just been using this brush when I do my inner corner, but I really do like the effect when I use a more so blending brush to put my lid shade. So this is, I believe, the Refer S01, and I'm just going to use this brush to pick up Trust Issues and apply it to my lid. So as usual, when I do that kind of technique, I did get some fallout, but I did just go ahead and wipe it off. I did also just kind of go back and reinforce the Stay Sassy shade just a little bit. I don't want it to be like overly apparent in my inner corner, but I also don't want it to be gone. Anyways, I also did bring Trust Issues into my inner corner and the beginning of my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna hop off camera. I'm gonna put on liner and mascara. I'm not really feeling lashes right now, so I'm just gonna do those really quickly, and then I'll come back to show you guys the finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. So yeah, like I said, this is the finished look. I hope you guys have enjoyed 3 different eye tutorials that I have done, highlighting and focusing in on my Project Pan eyeshadows. I really enjoy doing these so that you guys can get like a sense of kind of my everyday looks for that stretch of time that I have those palettes in my project. And yeah, that's pretty much that. I will see you guys in my next video, and hopefully there will be some progress after to show you guys in my update for this project coming soon. So yeah, like I said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Alrighty guys, bye.